Excuse me. Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shabbat Shem Rakakwadash, and shalom to the 144,000, the rest of you elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, Supposing That Gain is Godliness, from such withdraw thyself. And this is what the Apostle Paul told Timothy, because Timothy was his son in the spirit, not his actual son. But he had told him, he was telling him certain things in the various books, Timothy, how to deal with these people. And he said, when you have people that think that gain is godliness, get away from them. Get away from them. And I'm going to read, and I'm here in the Bible Hub, and I'm going to read. I went to the Cambridge. I didn't like you can read the Cambridge too, but then I went to the Ellicott's commentary for English readers, and they made a lot of sense. I don't know where I'm going to go. I had normally I'll put a list of scriptures together, but I just said I'm not going to even put a list of scriptures together. If the Spirit, I don't know how long this is going to go, but if the Spirit's on me, it will lead me to other precepts. But this comes from this situation ongoing back and forth with GMS and the IUIC. And I was watching a video last night with Elazar priest, high priest, whatever his title is, Elazar, and he said that the reason why we get on the IUIC because it's jealousy. Tahar, you're jealous. He was a reader and he came up over you, so you're jealous. So my response to that is, how long have we been rebuking the IUIC? We've been rebuking the IUIC when they were a skeleton crew. When they didn't even have 20 members. So, how am I jealous? The saying is, keep that same energy. Oh, this guy's doing good, I'm not going to get on him, And you should be doing the same thing. You should be saying to her, examine what we say when we get on the IUIC. And you might ask yourself, well, why don't you get on the ISUPK like that? The ISUPK, the things that they go off on, we got on them. We used to go back and forth with them. The MOTB, the ISUPK goes off on. John the Baptist falling out the truth, they go off on. What else? Those are two of the main things. And we went back and forth with them. But other than that, for example, Captain Jazariak, he doesn't sit down with somebody. I watched Captain Jazariak. I said, man, he sound just like a member of GMS. Captain Katazak or even General Yohana. What they teach is just when Cornelius, they say Cornelius is Israelite, which we didn't know because we got on them. IUCPK teaches Cornelius is an Edomite, and then I remember this was years ago, and General Yohana said that's bullshit. We teach Cornelius is Israelite too. So I said, oh, okay, I didn't know. My apologies. But the MOTB, they're definitely going off on, which that should always be spoken about. There should always be videos. Any progress on the leading to the MOTB should be talked about. I was watching a video. Let me see if I can bring it up. Give me a second here. So now when we was getting on the IUIC, when they were skeleton crew, when you had Bishop, then they didn't have the fancy garments. Remember, they were on Eastern Parkway. We used to go back and forth. the one thing that we got on Bishop Nate about was his beard was too short, but we found out at that time he was still a police officer. So we didn't know that he was a police officer. Then it came out that this guy's a police officer, which I didn't believe at first. Then it actually came out that he was a police officer. What else? So we got on about the beard. Now he got a long beard. Okay. We got on him about at that time they were teaching the name. They were teaching the name, mainly Yahweh. Oh, by the way, we were listening to Yahweh Saturday because Bishop Nate wasn't teaching. We were listening to Yahweh. Yahweh didn't go off at all. I mean, we didn't listen to the whole thing. We drive until we get to our destination, but we listened to him for about a good 35, 40 minutes, and we said that he ain't going. That man's everything he's saying is the truth. And then Apostle Gabar mentioned that he noticed that there's no sound effects. And I was like, But we wasn't even hoping that Yahweh went off because Yahweh was flowing in the spirit. And I was saying, I said, hey, Yahweh ain't going off. He's pushing that word. He's pushing it the right way. But if you're teaching the right thing, and let's say somebody asks, what do you think about IUIC? They're teaching the right thing. I said, well, IUIC, they got to be men of the Lord. They teaching the truth. But you ask me now, I'm thinking about getting with the IUIC. What do you think, Apostle Tahar? I would say, well, if you like lies, then go and get with them because they're going to lead you down the wrong path. And usually, people, when they come into the truth for any religion, they get it in their mind to look at this guy as the Most High is really like T.D. Jakes. All them people that follow T.D. Jakes really believe the Most High is dealing with this man right now, T.D. Jakes. He ain't dealing with nobody. Everybody else is a false prophet, and that's what they all think. So Alazar, Tahar, the truth of the matter is that you're just jealous of the man. How was I jealous with him back in 2000, 2008, 2009, 2010? There was a little skeleton crew. That back then, Bishop Nathaniel said, we're not the biggest camp in the world, because his desire was to be the biggest camp in the world, which this is not about numbers. It speaks about a small sanctuary in the places where they dwell, or the lands that they dwell. This is going to be a small sanctuary. You're going to have a revolving door of people coming in, and this is the sifting process. So, if anything, Alazar, Bishop Alazar, whatever, priest, whatever, chief priest, whatever, if anything, if you say, yeah, Tahar is jealous, but they are right on what they're saying, but he's still jealous. I'll accept that. I'll accept that, Now, the question is, what are we jealous of? You see, they got all the garments, and they got money, and they got buildings. Where's your building at? Where's Yahweh Shai's building? Yahweh Shai said, foxes have holes, birds have nests, but the Son of Man have nowhere to lay his head. He did have a place. He did have a dwelling. That's in the scriptures, because they asked him, where do you dwell? Where dwelleth thou? Whatever it is, one of the apostles, the disciples said, they took him, I believe it was the 4th hour of the day, so he probably had a small flat, a spread, maybe an apartment or whatever. He had no fancy house. He didn't have a house in Byzantium and a summer home over here, and he had butlers and maids and all that. No. He was a basic guy. The scriptures say that he became lower than angels. I believe he became poor to make many rich. I'm just quoting scriptures. I'm not going to them. But the scriptures say this concerning. So you're saying that we're jealous because they got the guys marching, they got the different schools, they're hopping on planes, going to different parts of the world. Now these places that they go to, the different parts of the world, is that spreading? Is that panning out? No, none of them places. And then if you check the different countries that they go to, they done established IUIC web YouTube pages 8 years ago. And that's why we say he's a jet setter, because he's enjoying himself going around. You know, somebody wins $10 million, they'll say, well, I want to go all around the world. I'm going to discover the world. So they become jet setters. And that's basically what he is. He's a jet setter. Like I said in other videos, and that goes for you, Alizar. You here in America. You ain't saying, well, let me go to Alaska, let me go to this. No. The focal point is here in America. Your energy should be right here in America. In the place where it said, you're not the people of the Most High. There it shall be said, yeah, the people of the Most High. What is it talking about? America. It's talking about America. The focus is on America. Because why? Because the destruction is going to come out of America, and deliverance is going to come out of America. Now, we rebuke them because there's a lot of things that they're supposed to be rebuked on. And if you were truly a man of the Lord, Elazar, you would rebuke them too. Like I said, I would understand. You say, see, you really jealous to heart. See, they get all in order. They got buildings and this. They get on jets. But they still go off. Oh, you're right about that. Why don't you do a video on that, brother? Why don't you be honest? Why don't you be honest, brother? Do you know the man's going off, and you look past him going off? Remember, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. What does that mean? I'm gonna go into that. If you ever made pizza dough or baked a cake, you do it from scratch, you need leaven. You make dough, and the dough might be the size of a baseball. When you put that leaven in there and that warm water, and you mix it in, you let it stand for an hour, that thing goes from the size of a baseball to maybe 3 times the size of a softball. And what made it expand in that hour? Leaven. If somebody says, well, I don't want leaven in my bread, you can't say, okay, let me pull. You cannot pull the leaven out the bread because it's pickled. So you can understand, it's pickled in the dough. So you cannot pull it out. Once you pull it in, you cannot pull it out. And it says only a little leaven, a punch of leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So if you got any form of corruption in your school, that whole school, even one case is corruption in your school, that whole school is corrupt. Even though it looks like it's righteous, it's corrupt. The situation with the adultery situation, and then they spoke about that. We listened to Bishop Nathaniel every weekend when we're coming back from the camp. And when you listen every weekend, there's certain times where he curses out the women in the school. This woman said this, and she was dealing with this brother, and they were supposed to be single, but they were secretly dealing with each other. And then when the brother got tired of the woman, she came up to the leadership saying, this guy's dealing with another woman, but you didn't tell them that you were dealing with him, and the leadership didn't know. So there's a lot of hanky-panky going on. What stops all that nonsense? No women. No women. Or, okay, this is the night for women to come in, and we'll have a woman teacher or whatever, and teach them how to sew, teach them how to teach them womanly things, and teach them a few scriptures to back up what women are supposed to do. Because who's supposed to be making the garments for the men? Their wives. That's what they're their job is to part of their job is to make garments for their men. That's Proverbs 31. That's women supposed to have their own businesses. It speaks about a virtuous woman. She says she gets up early, she makes breakfast, she feeds her servants, as well as her husband and the family. She feeds her servants too. So guess what? That a household like that, the servants love that woman, love the woman. So the garments, when you say, okay, we're gonna make garments for you guys, and you got to wear this garment this day and that garment that way. Somebody makes a garment and sells it to you for a profit. They don't say, okay, it costs $40 to get the materials. We're gonna make the garment, and then we're going to give it to you for $40. No, what they'll do is they'll say the $40 of material, the labor involved, we're gonna triple the price or quadruple the price. That's profit. That's profit. The scriptures speak about filthy lucre's sake, and lucre is a lucrative, which is profit. Let me get this for one price, and let me sell it for a higher price. And how do I live? Through the higher price, through the profit. You'll be a poor business owner if you purchase something for $10 at the wholesale and you sell it for $10. You're gonna be out of business. Get it for $10, you sell it for $20. So if you sell 100 of those items, you got how much? You got $1,000 profit and $1,000 that you can put back into it. That's how it works. So a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So that whole thing is corrupt, and and you know what? It's made manifest through their teachings. The Most High then took what they had away, because if you go back to the beginning when we went on YouTube, you had IUIC. IUIC never mentioned hell. You're going to burn in hell forever. Is spiritual hell. They never mentioned that. I came across one video. The first time I heard about hell was from, I forget the brother. He said, there's another hell. Hell is a condition on earth, but there's another hell where your spirit burns in forever. And you can be an Israelite. And you can burn. There's Israelites that are going to burn in hell forever. And I'm like, this was maybe not even a year ago, maybe 9 months ago. And immediately I did a counter on that video. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Like to hear it go. Let me do this. So that's a rebuke. Now I'm asking you, Alazar, this is going out to you. Are they teaching the truth concerning hell? I'm asking you because maybe you teach it. Which I know you don't teach it, so shouldn't you rebuke a guy? Hey, GOCC, we used to rebuke them all the time. We rebuked them heavily when they taught that flee doctrine. No, you can't flee, this and that, that's not scriptural, it's not flee. And ultimately he saw it. But meanwhile, you had a bunch of people that became disenchanted because he pushed them out there to Egypt and all that, and they ran out of money, and they were stranded out there, and they had to figure out a way to come home. So guess what? They're not going to have anything to do with Israel. A lot of them are women. Scripture said, lead silly women captive, laden with sin and lust. Okay, let me do this. Let me put in the word hell. Hell is a RCC doctrine, not an Israelite doctrine. And this video was from a member of the IUIC. So he was teaching about hell. Even the scholars know that hell is the grave pit And this had to be a rebuke to the IUIC. Not the ISUPK, because the ISUPK, from what I understand, they don't teach about hell. As a matter of fact, I know they don't teach about hell. Now Yeshaya, one of the seven, and Gazak, they pushed that there was a hell doctrine. Okay, let me see right here. It says another One West camp says the lake of fire is eternal hell. IUIC versus another church, my commentary. Acts 2 verse 27, hell and other topics. Now this hell in Acts 2 verse 27 is talking about the sepulcher that the Lord was in for 3 days and 3 nights. He wasn't burned. He wasn't in the hell with an asbestos suit on. Oh, 5 precepts on the word torment. Answer these hell questions. He leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again. Okay, Tahar's rant on the false hell doctrine and false teachers. So if the IUIC is teaching about hell, that is a place that your spirit burns in, you are supposed to rebuke them. But climbeth up some other way, understanding hell. So if you're going to be honest, Alazar, you got to get on them. And you know what? You can say that I'm jealous. It's hard. You jealous, nigga, because you ain't got what they got. Okay, good. Let's go with that. We'll go with that. Even though we were rebuking them when they had 5 members. But rebuke. Okay, but rebuke. It says the Sabbath day, the new moon, and the hell doctrine revisited. How many videos did I? This has got to be what, the 8th video. The Gospel of Nicodemus is BS. Nicodemus, which is a book. The hell doctrine is BS. This was 7 days ago. Okay, this vocab used the Greek New Testament for the word hell. Yeah, because if you go into the Greek, and another thing that the Sakari does, and Sakari did say at one time, this guy said, what's his name? Sarnetta asked him, well, why did you choose GMS? And he said, because they're likened to the Church of Berea. They're likened to the Church of Berea. Are we still likened to the Church of Berea? Are the members of the IUIC, the leadership of the IUIC, can you say they're likened unto the Church of Berea? No, they're not likened unto the Church of Berea, because they don't go into the Hebrew or the Greek. The great doctrine. How do we know that we correct on the great doctrine? Because you got to go into the Hebrew. These guys do not go into the Hebrew. It says Yahushua and the angels will burn in hell with the wicked. Buy the truth and sell it not. Because at one time, Bishop Nate will put up, when they had the Skeleton Crew, they put up a 10-minute video. Back there at YouTube, you could only put up a 10-minute video. Then it went to 15 minutes. And he would put a 10-minute video. And here, meanwhile, we would put up a 10-minute video, but we have a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 35, part 40. He would put up a 10-minute video. It might be him and Yawasop teaching on Eastern Parkway. And And then the video, then people would say in the comment section, where's the rest of the video? Then they would have a website, and then when you go to the website, they would say, if you want the rest of it, if you want to, you want these breakdowns, Revelation so and so, Daniel this, Daniel 7, Daniel 2, and they gave you prices on it. The scriptures say, buy the truth and sell it not. The IUIC got us. Hell is real, y'all. I'm just obviously being sarcastic. The hell doctrine revisited again. And then you got people that'll come on our page and they'll ask us, could you do a video on hell? I don't understand. And all you gotta do is go to my page and go to the search engine and put a topic in there. Look how many videos popped up. Once you see all these videos, you're going to be an expert. Look at this. The IUIC uses hell as a scare tactic. And that's how I take it. Just like you say to, oh, you really jealous. That's why you're getting on. No, we rebuke them because they're going off. Yeah, but you already got on them, so you leave them alone. We rebuke them so other people can see. Doesn't it say that when you rebuke them sharply, that others may see and fear? Hey, because us going into MOTB, when the MOTB comes, and it will come, everybody's going to have to face that moment when they're going to have to be microchipped, where people are going to consider they snuck and saw some of the GMS videos and they're going to be a little nervous, but no, I got to go with Bishop Nate because the Lord is truly dealing with him. I'm going to trust Bishop Nate. So when that day comes, if those people keep that same energy and he says, go ahead and take it, they're going to take it with no problem. It says, can hell spill onto the earth? That was a year ago. Keep the laws to avoid little Nicky's hellfire. I gotta watch this. Little Nicky was a movie. Keep the laws to avoid. Where is it? Keep the laws to avoid little Nicky's hellfire. And you know what? When you get, people watching these videos, a lot of these people watch it to be entertained. This is like a form of entertainment to them. What is that? Ezekiel 33 and 30 on down. This is a form. A lot of these people get entertained by these videos. These two, this was 2 months ago, wow. These two demons are pushing a false doctrine. Hell is the grave. Now, these two dudes were formerly a part of GMS Atlanta. And when they broke off, what happens? The Most High takes what they have. A comment, can you please elaborate as to how there is no hell? Look, what is this, a 25th video? This is for you idiots. Idiot just means you don't know that believe in hell and the war between the Lord and Satan. The hell doctrine madness is spreading like fire. Now you see, this was put up 2 months ago. There's not even 700 views. That's why when they, could you do a video on hell? Well, could you go to the search engine and put the word hell in and see what pops up? Jake likes to be spoon-fed like little babies. Hey, hell revisited for when For the time the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again. And that applies to, among other groups, not just IUIC. It applies to them because they got to be taught again. They're in teaching positions, teaching things that are contrary to the scriptures. Now, we're going to get on the ISUPK, but for teaching the hell, they don't teach the hell doctrine. Because I would have saw the video. Captain Tazaria, Captain Kazazak, they would have said, hell is real. They haven't taught a video on that, so they're not going off. If somebody says, is the ISUPK teaching the hell doctrine? I say, yes. Yes. Yes, they are. Most of the things that the ISUPK say are right on point. There's a few things that they go off on that we teach different. Oh, another thing, they call on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. The hell doctrine is contrary to sound doctrine. The elect will not all die to make it to the kingdom. How can you serve us as slaves and burn in hell forever simultaneously? These are questions. But like I said, you people come in as babies and you never grow up. Everybody comes in as a newborn babe, desiring the sincere milk of the truth, the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. A lot of you in this thing for 12 years, you haven't joined the camp, you don't go out teaching, you just watch the different videos. We know you cats because they ask a stupid question, unlearned question. We click on their page. You know what's up there? They're subscribed to ISUPK, IUIC, GMS, Wi-Fi, Sakari. I said, this guy is completely confused. That's the first thing that you notice. Then you say, well, this guy put the page up in 2012 and is shaking booty videos or whatever. Jake think this is a real joke, and like I said, Jake is entertained by this. Most of it, when you say, look how many hits I got, them people that are watching you, if you got 7,000 hits or whatever, 35,000 hits, the majority of them motherfuckers are watching you to get entertained. It's like their favorite, TV show. So anyway, I quoted a lot of scriptures. I didn't actually go to a lot of scriptures, but I quoted a lot of scriptures. Let me see something. Comment. Khan, I also thought the same about Nathaniel Herod's Shalom. Okay. I'm sorry. Netanyahu Herod. Okay, no, because I said I believe Netanyahu's Herod coming back. So that's what I didn't see that. So anyway, let me come over here now. So I'm gonna read this. Okay, so I went to Ellicott, right? So this is what I'm gonna do. So if somebody says, well, Tahar, should I go to IUIC? I'm thinking about going to IUIC. What do you think? I said, well, if you want truth mixed with lies, you go follow. What do you mean by that? The MOTB, what they teaching is wrong. Hell doctrine is wrong. Friday sundown and Saturday sundown is wrong. Oh, another thing you can rebuke them on, Alazar, priest Alazar, is about the new moon being the full moon and Friday sundown and Saturday sundown, among other things. It says perverse disputing of men of corrupt minds. Corrupt. If your computer has a bug in it, your computer is corrupted, and you cannot go to sites. You got to take it to a specialist that can get into your computer and get that bug out of it, right? And this destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is, I'll say, most highliness. And that's what they said back at the One West. When the money started coming in there, all them guys became corrupt. They literally stopped teaching in the street because they were making money. From such, withdraw thyself. So the Apostle Paul telling Timothy, look, these guys is pushing that money stuff. Get away from them. So now, I'm going to read from here. I'm not going to make this too much longer. It says, Ellicott's commentary for English readers, perverse disputings. The older authorities read here a word which should be rendered lasting or obstinate conflicts. These words close the long catalog of the fruits of the teachings of the false masters of the new faith, because these people look at these people as masters. You are truly, God is truly working with you. You're the only man that God is working with. And point out that the disputes engendered by these useless and unhappy controversies. What is a controversy? A controversy, if you have a debate, that's a controversy, right? A dispute would be no mere temporary difficulties, but would indefinitely prolong their weary story. So you teach a lie, and the people follow you as a man of God, and when somebody else tells them the truth, they're not going to believe it. It said, of men of corrupt minds. Now I'm going to go into the Hebrew and look up the word corrupt. Of men of corrupt minds, more accurately tendered, corrupted in their mind. When you teach that there's a place called hell, that your mind is corrupted. You got a bug in you. Computer bug. When you, well, there's many things. The new moon is the full moon. That's corrupt mind. They didn't teach that. You know when when Bishop Nathaniel started teaching that? It was the year 2016, and we picked up on it because we listened to his videos. And the first time I heard it was on a Saturday. It had to be sometime in October. It was October, November of 2016. That was the same time that the movie came out about Nat Turner. What was the name of that movie? It was an old name these Edomites put together, Birth of a Nation. So he renamed it Birth of a Nation, but it was centered around Nat Turner. So that a week before, we were hoping, well, that movie come out, we want to see it, right? So I did a video. This is when we was doing the videos on the couch, and we got on them about the new moon thing, and then we were going back and forth with them about the new. They were coming on the comment board, and they would say, well, what about this scripture? And I would say that scripture means this. And it's easy. If it's easy to see that the new moon is not the full moon. And they'll go into the scriptures and twist the scriptures to make you believe that, yes, the new moon is the full. Remember, when he brought that out, there was a small handful of people that said, I ain't with that, and they left. One of them was Bishop Kenai. And even Bishop Nate said that in the video. If I had the video, I'd give it to you, show you where it's at. He said they were on a plane going to Africa, and Kenai said, I don't see it. And then Bishop Nathaniel said, well, when we got back on that plane coming back to America, he saw it. What happened that made him see it? What happened that made him doubt it? So he eventually saw it. So he saw that lie. I don't know what magic he pulled on the guy. I don't know how, I don't know what happened. And so that's a corrupt mind. When you teach Friday sundown and Saturday sundown is a Sabbath, all you camps are going off. But you know what? That's big. All the different, either Yah Israelites teach Friday sundown and Saturday sundown. The small hats teach Friday sundown and Saturday sundown. And there's nowhere in the scriptures where it says Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the Sabbath. It says the seventh day is a Sabbath based upon what? What's the starting point? The starting point is the new moon. The divine calendar is the moon that's in the sky there. It says the language used seems to imply that for these unhappy men, a time had existed when corruption had not done its fatal work. Destitute of the truth, more literally deprived of the truth. Remember, little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So if you hit every scripture right, and then you say Edomites can make it, that's corrupted. That whole thing, your whole thing is corrupted. Cause your grandmother is an Edomite. You love your grandmother took care of you because your mother, she was on drugs or whatever, and your grandmother really cared for you, but she's an Edomite. Guess what? Your grandmother's going into captivity. It says destitute of truth, and then the scriptures speak about waxing worse and worse. And they're waxing worse and worse because, like I said, 2015, Bishop Nate wasn't teaching that. Prior to 2016, October, November, they weren't teaching that, man. And we rebuked them on that. So just by the new moon being the full moon alone, that corrupt your whole doctrine. It says, now remember, what was the great the great Hebrew Israelite school? It was the ICGJC, right? And why was that? Because they all had the same garments. They did marches. They would march in the Passover. They would march in order. And they said this got to be. You had this guy, Tazadakia, looking like the Pope. You had the icons up. Then they started. We got the people. Now we can give them the false doctrine. The first thing was the name. We don't know. All of a sudden, we don't know the name. And then Mary never had sex with Joseph. So I'm looking at that. I said, wait a minute. This is a Roman Catholic doctrine. So they were infiltrated by the Roman Catholics. They say the Rosicrucians. Because this is a Roman Catholic Rosicrucian doctrine. The apostolic succession. That's a Roman Catholic doctrine. When they first said that, I said, what does that mean? I looked it up. They said that goes back to the Roman Catholics teach that the cardinals and so forth, the bishops that come in, they're taking the place of the disciples or the apostles. That's why they call it apostolic succession. And they would all say, my name is such and such from the apostolic succession. My name is so-and-so from the apostolic succession. I said, wait a minute. They sold out to the Roman Catholics in the form of the Rosicrucians. And that's what Kazak confirmed when he got on YouTube about a year ago. He said, we left because they sold out to the Rosicrucians. But then you never seen Kazak no more. Kazak came on the thing. He said, I'm here to set the record straight. All you guys got to come together. Nobody, tugged on the line, so to speak. Because I guess Kazak was thinking that Kazak, we want to get you one of the main seven. We want to get with you. Look, we grown ass fucking men. We ain't kids. We've been dealing with this going out on the highways and the byways. Oh, and another thing, this guy, Deacon Asaph said, these guys, they hide. We are out in the freaking street. We've been out on 34th Street for fucking years. What are you talking about? But the thing is this, you never go, when has you, give me one video that you went out on the street. You haven't gone on the street in years. You don't even go out on the street. And that's hypocritical. That's the pot calling the kettle black. You guys, you go out, you do not go out, period. Matter of fact, Bishop Nate, when does he ever go out in America? The only time he goes out on the street as when it's in another country. It said this dispute of the destitute of the truth, more literally deprived of the truth. The MOTB, guess what? Keep that same energy when they make it mandatory that you got to get that micro C hip. And see how many of you guys are going to be taken aback. Look that term up, taken aback. It said the truth was taken away from them. The truth was taken, they had the truth, and the truth was taken away from them. By what means? By the Most High, you're not being a man of the Most High, or by you getting an X amount of money to teach this. Or just change it a little bit. A little leaven if the whole lump. This was the immediate consequence of the corruption which had spread over their minds. Starts with the minds. And you people that are not in the spirit of the Church of Berea, you ain't checking for them. You ain't checking to see, like GMS constantly get on them. See them fucking evil ass GMS, them niggas, man. Them bum ass niggas. Well, why don't you check what we're saying? Scholars, when they go through the scriptures, right, the commentary, they'll say, well, this is from the Hebrew word meaning this, and this is from the Greek word meaning that. If you open up the scriptures and read the scriptures, and there's a dispute about a particular scriptures, guess what you got to do? You got to go into the history of the scriptures. Why did this person, this prophet, or this disciples or apostles say it? And what is this word right here? What is this word in the Greek? It's supposing that gain is godliness. Going back to One West, when Lahab and them, they had the central command, all kind of money came in. And you know what they were doing? They stopped going out on the highways and the byways. They said, we got business, we got to take care of Most High's business. And they would get brand new cars. Every week a different brother got a brand new car from the dealership. They had the phones, they had the cell phones, nobody had no cell phones. And they kept talking about how much money they had, and the Most High is blessing us because we're doing the right thing. I remember that. And I remember saying that, look, the Central Command is completely corrupt. And what happened to them? They all fell out. The whole Central, some of them died, 2 of them died. Ariad died years ago. Aharon, he died years ago. He went to his house, and I saw him about a month before he died. Because I was cool with the brother. So I saw him, and we was talking, and then the next I heard, somebody said, oh, this guy dropped dead. And that was a month after they said he went to his house, he pulled his key out, and he just dropped dead on the spot. I don't know how Ariad died. I believe he died of pneumonia or something like that. Lahab is bugged out because he says that Edomites can make it. And he told me recently, 3-4 years ago, I said, can Edomites make it? He said, yep. And I said, you're wrong. All right, where am I? The only one that's left of the Central Command is General Yohana. And he's doing his own thing. It says, supposing that gain is godliness, well, it says in James 2, someone with the gay garment sit up in front, someone with that look like a bumhole, you sit down by my footstool. So that's called a meritocracy. You get higher positions based upon your merits. It says here the translation of the Greek word must run thus, supposing that gain is a source, supposing that godliness is a source of gain. Because we're doing the will of the Most High has given us all this money. The Apostle Paul said, I know when I experience being abased and abounding. And that I've been in a situation where money came in. I've been in a situation where I didn't have $2 to rub together. It says the article before the word signifying godliness requires the rendering of the sentence. Okay, so this is Titus 1 and 11. It said, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake, which is lucrative. You know, if anything that they do in the scriptures, there's got to be a dollar sign behind it. St. Paul, or Apostle Paul, here adding his command to Timothy to have no dealings with these men. You got this man and everything there's a dollar sign on. It's all about how much money I'm going to get and how good I'm going to do. You know, when Jay come into money, you know a nigga in the hood hit the lotto for X amount of millions of dollars, because the first place that nigga going is the dealership. Remember this guy, I believe his name was Johnson. He was a Benjaminite, and I think he was the second guy to knock out Roy Jones. He Benjamin, had a thick accent. He knocked out Roy Jones after Tarver did, and the next day, that Monday, it was on a Saturday night. He got his check. That Monday, he cashed that motherfucking check, and you know the first place that he went to? He went to Auto World, out there in Queens, and if you know Queens, was that Long Island City in Queens, and I've been there a couple of times. Man, there's like thousands of brand new cars out there. So my cousin Yohannabar was out there, and he ran into him. And you know what he got? He got a Hummer. He got a Hummer 2. He got a Hummer 2, and he paid cash for it. So Jake, he said, damn, I got this big fat check for, $10 million. The first place I'm going to is to the motherfucking car dealership. And then the house, and then the this and the that. And then your clothes is different. You don't got to go to, what is it, the coat factory? I always go there. I get my stuff from there. I can't even think of it. Burlington Coat Factory. You get some nice stuff out there. That's where I go. So if you see me in Burlington Coat Factory in the shoe section, you know why. But that's what Jake do. So now he can go to Gucci's and he can get the real shit now. He can get the real diamond encrusted Jesus piece. That's what rappers do. That's a new thing. At one time, wearing the thick gold chain was played out. Mr. T made it played out. Niggas say, I ain't wearing no gold. I'm gonna look like Mr. T. But now you got Jake's rocking that gold, them gold pieces, man. And that's a sign that you're doing good. It says St. Paul having added his comment to Timothy to have no dealings with these men. Get away from these men. If everything got a dollar sign on it. Dismisses the subject with these few scathing words of scorn or contempt. One can imagine with what feelings of holy anger one like the noble Chivilius St. Paul would regard the conduct of men who looked upon the profession of the religion of the church as looked upon the profession of the religion of the crucified, I said church, of the crucified as a source of gain. Oh, I can make money in this thing. This is a money-making thing for me. Oh, I'm getting paid. Oh, man. I'm getting paid, man. These people is eating out of my hand. It says, this was, like this guy, what was his name? Deacon Asaph. He said that we tell people to send us blank money orders. First, give me the place that you can go to get a blank money order. Oh, I want a blank money order. If somebody says $1,000, that means you got to pay them. So what are they going to call you? Oh, the guy put $1,000 on the blank money order, so you got to come to the store the next day and give me $1,000. You cannot give nobody you can give somebody a blank check. You can't give them a blank money order. So this was this guy saying. So he didn't understand what the fuck he's talking about. He's shaking guys down. And we joked about it at the close of camp. We're shaking guys down for money. What does the scripture say about the apostles? Read Matthew's 10, starting from this 5th, 6th verse on down. So what else did this guy say? Now we're in the little boys. So he's saying that that's the false accuser. That's one of the 10. False witness. They're saying that we're laying down with little girls and we're also laying down with little boys. Now somebody keep what he said. Keep all them videos when he said that, because if this goes to court, you guys are going to get sued, man. You telling me we laying with little boys and like with Jeffrey Epstein's and shit and Pete Diddy's of Israel? That's defamation of character. So, like I said, I put a curse on them. I put a curse on them. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to curse them. He's going to bring destruction to them because they're corrupt. How do I know that they're corrupt? Pick any of the things that they teach that they go off on. It says a little leaven, if the whole lump. You calling a guy out on a guy and a woman for the act of adultery and mocking and in a joking matter. You don't joke about that. You don't joke about that. That could lead to death. The guy that's the victim, he could listen. They're laughing at me. I'm looking like a damn fool. Satan jumping. Yeah, you got to take that nigga out. And all of a sudden, boom, this guy gets taken out. He might get taken out in the school. It says this was by far the gravest of his public charges against these teachers of a strange and novel Christianity, meaning their own form of Christianity. We read elsewhere, 1 Corinthians 3, verse 12 to 15, men might go wrong in doctrine, might even teach an practical, useless religion if only they were trying their poor best to build on the one foundation, the Messiah. It's hard to read these words. Their faulty work. When you say the new moon is a full moon, that's a faulty work. When you say there's a hell that you're going to burn in, and you better keep the laws, because even if you're an Israelite, you're going to burn in hell. So Esau going to burn in hell too. How can they serve slavery on this earth and burn in hell at the same time? After they shift, we send them back to hell. There's no such thing as a spiritual hell. It said the faulty work would perish, but they would assuredly find mercy if only they were in earnest, if only they were zealous. But these, St. Paul tells Timothy and his church, were not in the earnest. These were unreal. Their religion, they traded upon it. Their teaching, they taught only to win gold. There was another school of teaching. He had just been drawing on it. The teaching which told men, even slaves, simply loving to do their duty as though ever in the presence of the Lord, without any restless longing for change. This teaching would win souls to the Messiah, but it would never win gold, money, or popular applause. Hey, when Bishop Nate came in on a horse, they were pretty, and they even said this: we don't know who you are. You're either Peter or Elijah. Well, wait a minute. When you go back to One West, which all his teaching is based upon One West, all them breakdowns, Revelation, Daniel, whatever, it come from One West. So when they said that, You're supposed to say, nah, I'm not Elijah, I'm damn sure not Peter. And then you would say, because Elijah already came as Abba. So when they ask you, Malachi 4, 5 and 6, what does that mean? You ask Bishop Nate, let's say you go and ask him, what is he going to say? Because he has to say Abba Bivens. He can't possibly be Elijah coming back. Because guess what? When he came on the scene, I knew I was Israelite. We already knew. So thousands of us knew that we were Israelites. It says, let me see something. To do their duty as though ever in the presence of the Lord, without any restless longing for change. This teaching would win souls for the Messiah, but it would never win gold. This is not for profit. Or popular applause. When he came on the horse, he magnified himself. Well, the plan was for him and the other bishops to come in, but then he changed it, and they said, well, I'm going to come on the horse. Meaning, I'm the chief leader. I'm the chief commander. I'm the number one guy. These guys are a step lower than me. Or popular applause. Or gain, as the world counts gain. From such withdraw thyself. That's what Paul said. You got a church that you're going to and there's money attached to it. Get away from them. It said most, though not all, the ancient authorities omit these words. So now this is what I want to do. I'm gonna get ready to land this plane. Perverse men of corrupt mind, right? Way these infiltrators, they're the ones that teach them. The PR firms, they show them how to make it. Hey, like the president. Nobody knew Barack Obama in 2004. 2005, 2006, they said, oh, this is the greatest guy thing since sliced bread. The same thing with Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was a guy that living in Georgia on a peanut farm. Nobody knew about Jimmy Carter. All of a sudden, a couple of years, everybody knew about Jimmy. The same thing with Clinton. Nobody knew about Clinton. And Clinton was groomed since he was a kid. There's a picture of him shaking Kennedy's hand. And he was part of this political group, the young politicians or whatever. So they groom these people, man. It says perverse disputing of men of corrupt mind, destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is the most high list. From such withdraw thyself. Now I should read that in the NLT. Let's look at it in the NLT. These people always cause trouble. Their minds are corrupt, and they have turned their backs on the truth. The new moon is the full moon is not the truth. It's a lie. Hell, eternal hell, your spirit burning hell is a lie. It's not the truth. Most High in Christ blessed is not the truth. If you're an Israelite and you call yourself a prophet, the Most High give his secrets under the service of the prophets, but he's not going to give you his name. How does that make any sense? What else? Oh, you can only have one wife. If you got another wife, we're going to kick you out of school. That's not biblical. If a man has two or three, look, Eleazar got 2 wives, I believe. He got 2 wives. Is he doing anything wrong? No. If you have 3 or 4 wives, ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you're in, and then the thing about Eleazar, you bigging up this guy, and if you say, you know what, I'm going to join the IUIC, you know what they're going to make you do? They're going to say, you can't wear that hat. And how many wives do you got? You can only have 1 wife. Oh, and you can no longer teach that the MOTB is the micro C hip. And then you got to teach that there's hell. So if these guys are so great, and you said the Most High magnified them. Well, if the Most High magnified them, the Most High magnified them like he magnified Egypt. He built up Egypt. The Most High magnified them like he magnified America or this beast system. The Most High does what is that? Daniel 4:17 brings down one and lifted up the other. But why is the Most High lifting you up? Is he lifting you up to destroy you? It says, and they have turned their backs on the truth. To them, a show of godliness is just a way to become wealthy. To them, a show of godliness is just a way to become wealthy. These mega pastors, what do? They start off humble, then they get corrupted because they got all this money. So they get the Lear jets. I got the Lear jet in the name of Jesus. I do this in the name of Jesus. I got this limousine because I want my people in the church, when they drive around, they can drive around. And I got a mansion because I invite my congregation to the mansion. No, you invite them every once in a while, maybe once or twice a year. No, that's your fucking mansion, man. Supposing that gain is godliness. And people follow these mega church leaders. Hey, look, T.D. Jakes, he was doing his thing because he was living that worldly life. He was living a double life. And he got caught out there. Then he said, well, even if I did do it, which means he did it, I can always go to Jesus. So now, this is what I'm going to do. Let me come back to now. I just did a video last night before I went to bed on I was going into Revelation 12 and Revelation 20, and not too many people watch it. But when they need it, they'll say, could you do a breakdown? What does this mean in Revelation? Nigga, I did the fucking video, bro. It said perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds. Let's look up the word corrupt. Corrupt. Let's look up the word corrupt. A change for the worse. The scripture says, meddle not with them that are giving to change. To change for the worse, to corrupt of mind, morals, to destroy, ruin, to consume of bodily vigor and strength, of the worm or moth that eats provisions, clothings, etc., to destroy. Like a moth, back in the day you had woolen coats, and back in the day you had mothballs. So the moth won't go in there and eat your garment. It says to destroy, kill. Right, riches where neither moth corrupt or eateth away. It says, so that ye have, and give alms, provide yourself bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approaches, neither moth corrupt. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet or corrupted, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. So the Most High has to rejuvenate us every day. Revelation 8 and 9. Revelation 11 and 8, 18. Now I'm going to leave you one more precept, bear with me. Revelation 3 verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold or hot. I would that thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm in the middle, and neither, like you got a lot of guys when YouTube came on the scene, you had a lot of these guys from One West that was out there teaching, for a good 8 years or whatever the case may be. You don't see them out there no more. You don't see them out there. They turn their back on the plow. We still out there. It says, so then because thou art lukewarm, neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods. I'm doing better than you. That's why you're jealous of me, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. What does it mean to be blind? Blind to the truth. It said, I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire. You're the gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich. Rich in what way? Spiritually rich, with the knowledge of the Most High. If you were spiritually rich with the knowledge of the Most High, you wouldn't be teaching about a hell doctrine. If you were spiritually rich in this truth, you wouldn't be teaching Friday sundown and Saturday sundown is the Sabbath, or the new moon is the full moon, or if you got a woman, she got to be in the truth. If not, you got to give her an ultimatum and you got to cut her off in 6 months or a year. The scriptures tell you that you're going to have unbelieving women. They said don't push them away. If they please to dwell with you, don't push them away. So they're clearly going against the scriptures. It says, and white remnant, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. See what? The full truth. Oh, it says, as many as I love, I rebuke. So this is a labor of love that we're giving these people. And chasten, be zealous, therefore, and repent. Now, that's the Most High, talking. So how does the Most High rebuke people? Through his men. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him and he with me. Let me look up the word sup. I think that goes back to the word soup, because how do you eat soup? You sup it up. You don't just swallow it down because it's hot. Let's see if I'm correct. See, the Most High doesn't give you the truth. You come into the truth, all of a sudden you know everything about the scriptures. No, it takes a number of years to understand these scriptures. Let me see. Sup. Okay, it means supper. So you're eating. But anyway, I'm gonna close with that. I'm gonna say shalom.